Hey, what's up, guys? What I want to talk to today is there's a GOP senator, and he's from my home state of Kansas, and he's saying some very defamatory things about the American people. GOP senator blames Americans for most of their health problems. Americans who are sick and dying should mostly blame themselves for their health condition. That's what Senator Roger Marshall said as Republicans are poised to cut health care access and increase costs for millions of Americans. Look, about 70% of your health outcomes are determined by you, Marshall said Sunday on Fox News with Sunday Morning Futures with Maria Bartiromo. It's determined by what you eat and what you surround yourself by. By the time you come to my office as a doctor, I can impact maybe 10 to 20% of your health outcomes. Marshall did not cite where he got those percentages figures from. A former OBGYN, he is a leader of the newly formed MAGA wing in the Senate of Make America Healthy Again caucus. He said the caucus will work with, get this, Dr. Mehmet Oz and Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Trump's choice for Secretary of Health and Human Services, to improve health outcomes by prioritizing nutrition, providing access to affordable, nutrition dense foods, and focusing on primary care availability to tackle the root cause of chronic diseases. Kennedy has frequently spouted anti science talking points, including opposing vaccines, saying there is no vaccine that is, safe and effective. Kennedy has also threatened to fire National Institute of Health scientists, cut NIH and CDC funding and prevention budgets, and curtail infectious disease research in favor of preventative, alternative, and holistic approaches to health. Marshall said that MAHA will address nutrition, chronic disease issues, and the mental health crisis. We need to make these healthy foods affordable, available, and try to eliminate and minimize the toxins that we expose ourselves to. Marshall told Fox News host Maria Bartiromo, we're coming after ultra processed foods and ultra pasteurized foods. They have a big problem and a big challenge. This narrative that Americans are responsible for their own health outcomes through the choices they make at the grocery store helps justify the forthcoming gutting of health care, protections, and access. And it conveniently ignores the systemic social determinants of health, such as poverty, racism, and economic instability. As they try to emphasize individual responsibility for health outcomes, the incoming Trump administration and Republicans in Congress are seeking to pass legislation that would, according to the Center for Budget and Policy Priorities, undermine the Affordable Health Care Act, coverage protections, making health care more costly and less comprehensive, shift more costs to states, and increase the number of uninsured people in the United States. Marshall has voted in favor of repealing the Affordable Care Act and against the protections for Americans who have pre-existing conditions. He supports a free market approach to health care and has advocated for fewer restrictions on physician-owned hospitals, an industry he and his family have been heavily invested in. Marshall helped lead the transition of a surgery center into a physician-owned hospital in Wichita, Kansas. And in the 3 years before 2020, Marshall's wife earned somewhere between $195,000 and $450,000 from real estate investments in physician-owned hospitals, according to a 2020 report in the Kansas City Star. Just like Jesus Christ said, the poor will always be with us, Marshall told Stat News in 2017. There's a group of people that just don't want health care and aren't going to take care of themselves. That's why we need to repeal the Affordable Health Care Act. That's freaking insane, guys. But like always, like, subscribe, and comment on my channel. Hit that bell notification for any new uploads. And this is the Patriot Podcast, and I'm out. Have a good Sunday. Peace and God bless America.